in Florida. The sun is shining. There's race cars screaming around one of the world's most famous race courses. And we're glad to have you join us for our Racing America season preview of the Trans Am Series by Pirelli 2026. Alan Bestwick, pleased to be joined to get our show going by the president of Trans Am, Andy Lally. Andy, it's a proper thing in January for the president to give a State of the Union address. Well, let's get the president to give a State of the Sport address. Where's Trans Am at as we get set to wave the green flag on the new year?
Well, the most exciting thing about Trans Am this year is this is our 60th anniversary. So showing back up to Sebring, where so much of this started, is huge. Getting our testing underway, having the cars come flying by us right behind us on the front straightaway here is great. And we're just excited to kick off the season and get everything rolling here.
So the Trans Am Series, let's start with the TA class, the Trans Am cars. What's the program heading into this year? Loud and proud?
Anything Trans Am is loud and proud. It is absolutely raw, 900 horsepower. We're growing our numbers from last year, how we took the checkered flag. We've got a pretty big percentage bump, even just in who's testing here today and tomorrow. So I can't wait to see what this class keeps expanding to. I mean, obviously, our glory days of the mid to late 80s was gigantic fields, and our goal is to get back there. So we've taken a pretty big step from the end of 2025 into 26. I think people are excited about the 60th. I think people are excited about what they saw last year and our growth, what our changes are going to be like, and we're getting people that are buying in.
History, in a period where technology just doesn't stop advancing. How do you, as a president of the series and the series itself, balance that history versus the technological march on the world?
For me, it's very simple. I'm looking for the race fan that wants the battle, that wants the race, that wants that 900 horsepower without driver aids. No ABS, no traction, no technological help. Everything is in the hands and the feet of the drivers. This is a seat of the pants feel. This is too much horsepower for not enough tire, black marks coming out of every corner, excitement, hard to drive cars that makes for really good racing.
And let's talk TA2, because again, a big paddock turnout for the test session here. TA2 class has really grown these last several years.
It's become very obvious that the TA2 Cube 3 championship is a hotbed for future NASCAR stars. You know, we're not trying to hide it or anything like that. It's a solid rung on the ladder because it is North America's only full-time stock car road racing championship. So these guys are learning having driven the car myself, and also having raced Xfinity and Cup and trucks. It's such a similar seat of the pants feel. Same exact gearbox. Your pedal cluster is very similar. Again, no driver aids or anything like that. Similar power to grip. I call it power to grip instead of power to weight. And so you see these young stars that have come out of here, Connor Zilic, Brent Cruz, Thomas Annunziata, Tristan McKee, that go straight into the next rungs on the ladder and win. And that's its best marketing for us. That's its best advertisement. Young drivers that want to go to Cup, that realize that 25% of the races on their way to the playoffs are road courses. They want to show up and have to show up to learn how to road race in the best road racing stock car championship in North America.
And are showing up for sure. Now, you made a couple adjustments to the schedule for this year versus what it was a year ago. Why?
So 2025 proved to be, and I can't take any credit for this because it happened before I got here, but 2025 was the best schedule that Trans Am has had, hands down, as far as the quality of the tracks you go to, as far as the kind of tracks that these drivers, these young drivers that are coming in, are going to continue to go through no matter what series they run. I mean, you could run, whether it's NASCAR or IndyCar or IMSA or wherever, you're going to run these tracks. You know, when we open at Sebring, we go to Road Atlanta, we go to Watkins Glen, VIR, we go to the best tracks, COTA, Road America. I mean, every single track that we go to is top notch and the most professional tracks that you see the best races at. The big change that we made this year, and I'm extremely stoked for it, is that our race winners are going to be able to kiss the bricks at Indy. So we only have a limited number of races that we can do. We had to, unfortunately, take Mid-Ohio off the schedule because the choice, honestly, was we had Indianapolis, Road America, and Mid-Ohio all very close together and all on back-to-back-to-back weekends for what our options were. So unfortunately, Mid-Ohio had to take the back seat this year. I'm not saying that we're not going back next year, but I wanted to get our drivers back to cross the yard of bricks at Indy and have that opportunity again. And I think this is again, we've stepped it up one more notch to our best schedule ever.
So most of your adult life, you've come to the beginning of a racing season in this period of time, chomping at the bit, ready to go, all your off-track prep. Now you come to the beginning of a season as the president of a series. How's your life changed in the last year or so as you get ready for a season?
I get yelled at a lot. It's a tough deal. Honestly, I had one, maybe two people to please back then. I had to go fast, make my engineer proud, and make my team owner happy. Now I'm trying to make 40 team owners happy, and that is a tough deal. And so I constantly joke that, I have a lot of apologies to make to past officials that I've gotten in their ear over there. Yeah. But I understand it. We are not perfect, but could strive to be. And that when you raise your own bar, that comes with a lot of stress. So half the gray that's been coming is just in the last 12 months or so, to be honest. But it's because I care. It's because I want to be there. I respect the opinions of our teams. We have so many different opinions. This isn't the teams versus the officials here. This is so many different views among our teams, and we're just trying to figure out the best way to go forward. And really, on the TA2 side, we've got some great veterans in there, but really to take care of our young drivers coming in and do the best for them.
Your passion for the project is obvious, just in the conversations that you and I have had in the last few months about this. And that passion goes a long way toward making those decisions come out the right way. And I commend you for that. And I look forward to a great season working with you.
Thank you. I cannot wait. I can't wait to throw the green flag here at Sebring and get our 60th anniversary going.
That's the president of Trans Am, Andy Lally, who's getting ready to command the ship as the season begins here in Sebring, Florida, February 27th to March 1st. In fact, let's take a look at the schedule for the 60th anniversary year of the Trans Am Series by Pirelli. Of course, got the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series on the racetrack as well at those same times. We're kicking it off here at Sebring, and look at the great American road courses that are on this schedule. Road America, you've got Indianapolis, as Andy mentioned. Of course, we go to Sonoma, we go to Watkins Glen, we wrap it up by visiting VIR in Danville, and then, of course, the season concludes with the championship at Circuit of the Americas. All going to be looking forward to by RacingAmerica.tv. Let me remind you that you can download the Racing America app, where you'll be able to follow all the Trans Am content throughout the season. But really looking forward to a terrific season in 2026 as Trans Am Racing celebrates 60 years. We mentioned young drivers in the series. Ben Sissel's down on pit road with another of the young stars of Trans Am Racing.
All right, I've caught up with Sam Corey down here in the pits for testing. Sam finished second last year in the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series. How are you getting on the top step this year in the championship, Sam?
Yeah, it's been a long off season, it feels like. Short but long at the same time. But yeah, we've been working hard back at the shop back home. All these guys have been working their butts off this off season to make the race cars better and make us better as drivers as well. So we've been working hard, and we'll kick some butt this year.
Every season, the talent and the competition in the TA2 Series gets thicker and thicker. What are your expectations for the 60th anniversary here in 26?
Yeah, the 60th anniversary for Trans Am is really cool, especially to be a part of this history, right? So, but yeah, no, I think the competition is going to be as ruthless as it always is. It's always super aggressive. You've got a bunch of guys that can win races. So you're racing, I said this last year, and I'll say it again, you're racing against some of the best drivers in America, so if not the world. But yeah, looking forward to getting back on track and getting back into the swing of things and in this car. So yeah, it's going to be a fun year, and we go to a couple of new racetracks, go to Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the first time, so looking forward to that. But yeah, it's going to be a fun schedule.
Finishing second in the championship last year, do you feel like you have a little bit of a target on your back? Because I know the rest of the paddock is kind of looking at you to set the bar.
For sure. I don't really look at it like that. I'm hungry to go win, and to win this championship last year stung, and we're carrying it into this year, and we're coming with a lot of intent, and we've got a lot of things to prove this year for sure.
Nice. I love it. Well, Sam Corey, thank you so much. Thanks for being here. He's got to run to Daytona for his races there this weekend, but thank you guys very much.
All right, Ben, thanks. Sam Corey, one of those very impressive rising stars in racing you can see compete in the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series throughout 2026. All right, we're just getting started as Racing America brings you our season preview of Trans Am 2026. More from Sebring International Raceway coming up in just a minute.
Come to us after commercial.
Five-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimal performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
We are back at Sebring International Raceway where preseason testing is underway today and tomorrow for the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli and the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series. Let's go down live to pit lane. Ben Sissel's got a special guest.
Yeah, thank you, Alan. I'm down here with Scott Lagacy Jr., the winner of last year's TA2 championship, the team owner and winner. Tristan McKee obviously was behind the wheel, but we're talking about the talent here. And I know you're super competitive. You don't want to rest on what happened last year. You've brought 3 very talented drivers here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously last year with Tristan was amazing. I mean, but he's part of a bigger program in General Motors and what they're doing for drivers right now. And you can't discount his talent. He's amazing. He's generational. He will win cup championships. No, everybody knows that. But they've given us some great drivers again this year, and I'm really excited about it. Better probably as an organization from what I'm seeing right now. We've had some good ads. We've very excited about some of our people moved on to the Cup World, which is a huge thing for us. Besides drivers, we like to see our engineers, our personnel go to the next level. So we're going to miss those guys, but and girls, I should say. But yeah, as an organization, I'm happy with our pickup and where we're at right now.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable. You know, since the beginning, you Sam Mayer, Connor Mosack, now Tristan McKee, the talent keeps finding Team SLR and M1. But now with the 3 drivers you have here this weekend, Elio that you brought to COTA last year, how do you keep finding this pool of talent? And then also in the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series, the talent gets thicker and thicker every season.
I think it's number one, it's GM Josh Wise, Scott Speed, Lauren Ranier, Eric Warren, everybody there, Matt Suey, they put some belief in us and really have been phenomenal partners in this program. So that's first off, when you have those kind of resources, Lauren Ranier out looking for them, it helps. And at that point, our job becomes easier, right? We have one part of the puzzle under control. We know they're the best. Our crew guys know they're the best. We just give them some guidance and help them succeed.
Unbelievable. Thank you so much, Scott Lagacy. One thing I want to point out, a true GM guy, he made us turn the camera around so that we could see Cadillac in the back. How's that? Alan, back up to you in the booth.
Always looking after the sponsors the right way, all right? That's taking care of business. All right, Ben and Scott, thank you so much. I want to take a minute and talk about something new that's coming to Trans Am Racing this year. It's called the Trans Am Cup. Ken Thwaites is with us, longtime driver, team owner. Really enjoyed the Glory Road Series, by the way, that you were producer of.
Well, thank you.
And learning about Trans Am as I got ready for this. And now you're here with TA Cup, and you're a big supporter of it. Tell us what TA Cup is.
Well, TA Cup is kind of like a junior TA class. It runs the same engine as a TA car, so it's 860 horsepower, a little bit less tire, but a lot less expensive to run. But man, it is so much fun to drive. It's scary fun.
Now, I was talking to Jeff Jefferson, a longtime racer on the West Coast, who's prepared a fleet of cars, that one of which you're out there driving. And the object of this series is basically a different price point of entry, right?
Right. Different price point, more cars, more people to race against. Kind of, I don't want to say gentleman racer because the guys that are running are really good drivers, but there's just not the NASCAR young guns coming through the system that are ready to knock you off the track at any moment. So it's a great class of car, and they're just wicked fun to drive. They put out a lot of power. Yeah. You get sideways, you go really fast down the straightaway.
Let's talk about Trans Am racing. You've been around the sport for a long time, and your passion comes through when you speak of it. What do you love most about Trans Am racing?
You know, Trans Am, I like it because it's grassroots. It's blue collar. It's not fancy. It's not fancy sports cars that cost, $500,000 or $1 million. It's two-frame raw race cars, and it really takes a special talent to be able to control something like that. A lot of power, a lot of torque, and you're going really fast, especially if you're hitting something like a wall out there. So got to be careful.
It gets your attention for sure in a hurry. I'm fascinated by the emphasis on driver in this, because there's no ABS, there's no traction control. I mean, these drivers are still shifting with a lever that they have to take their hand off the steering wheel to do, not flipping paddle shifts on the steering wheel. It really takes you back in a way. It's a throwback with a modern race car, a throwback to an era where driver is everything.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to control all of that. I was just telling the guys, I'm hot off the track. I'm smelly. I'm sweaty. I got brake dust in my teeth. And it's like, I keep locking the fronts, but then again, I'm kind of chattering the rears. So the brake bias is just exactly where it needs to be. You've got to be able to dial these things in, and you are the ABS. You are the traction control. You've got to keep a handle on the car. There's nothing that aids you in any way. And, it's a driver's series. That's what this is. And that's how it started out 60 years ago, is a driver's series. Mark Donohue, Sweet Savage, Peter Repson. I mean, I just feel honored that, I get to do it too.
60 years of great names like that.
Right.
The best in the history of motorsports. I was thinking, 60 years ago in the first race of the American Continental Sedan Series Championship was the correct wording, I think. A.J. Foyt was on the pole in a Mustang, and Bob Tullius and Tony Adamowicz won in a Dodge Dart. Oh, what a Dodge Dart!
Yeah, right. And it was here, right?
Yeah, here,
right here. So it's
March,
pretty cool.
March of 1966.
Yeah.
I know you're fascinated by the history of the sport. Let's look into the future. Where is the future of Trans Am? Is it the young guys? Is it the brute horsepower? Where do you see the future?
I think it's a combination of everything. You do need a feeder series for the young guys to come through and get their chops. They've got to learn how to race. They got to be able to conserve equipment. They got to learn how to race side by side without tearing each other up. You see a lot of wrecks on NASCAR and all that, but in reality, if you do that too much, you lose your job. So they learn all that here. And they really learn how to race nose to tail. Now, that's one aspect of it. Then you have another part of the series where you've got guys that have already done it. Paul Menard, Chris Dyson. And they're here because they're really good drivers, exceptional talent, world-class talent. And they get to drive the fastest sedans in the world right here. So you're just not going to find that anywhere else.
Paul last year at Circuit of the Americas, after winning his second straight championship, kind of summed it up for me. He said, and I quote, "These are the most badass race cars you can drive in America." And I thought, there it is. There's your marketing campaign.
That's right.
So for you, as you get ready to set off on TA Cup, you've won in XGT, you've won in SGT. The object is to win in TA Cup, right?
Yeah, I would like to win a TA Cup race, if not a championship. You never know.
Yeah.
It can happen.
Yeah.
But more importantly, I want the class to grow. I want it to, we'll have at least 4 cars here at Sebring in a few weeks, maybe 5, maybe 6. But by the time we get to Sonoma, there'll be 8 to 10 cars in the race. And now we're talking a real healthy class. You'll see a lot of cars at Indianapolis and a lot of cars at Road America too. So the key is to make it grow. Let's race these things. Let's have fun with these things. And let's help TA and TA Cup at the same time.
Ken, pleasure to speak to you. Appreciate your passion for the sport, and good luck as you buckle into the TA Cup this season.
Right on. Thanks. Come on. Get on. Let's watch this.
Here we go. Let's check downstairs. Action going on Pit Road with Ben.
Yeah, there is, Alan. Thank you. It's so great to hear my friend Ken Thwaites talking. We see Christian in here reaching into the car that I call the Magic Man. I call him that because I can never pronounce his name. You see this right here. But with Fast Auto, I've never been to one of these tests, and I've never seen the crew be so relaxed. You see Christian just kind of talking to the driver. They're on a totally different atmosphere down here during testing. You can see that he's talking to his driver. I'm going to come over here and talk to the Fast Auto who was taking the brake pressures and the temperatures. But when you do these tests, what are some of the things that you're trying to learn here?
Just how the tire pressures and how they react, how long we've been out, and how to reset them. So when you go out the next time, you got your tire pressure set in the right spot for when you go out the next time. And it's just more data all the time. You're just collecting more data all the time that you want to. The more data you got, the better. And they just go from there. But the car's been really good. We haven't had any problems with it. So we're just working on the tires and just the comforts of the driver inside and how he feels, the mirrors, how they're set, that kind of thing. It's been going really good.
I love it. And they're going back out there, pushing them back out. The Magic Man. Alan, I'm going to send it back up to you in the booth.
I'd love to hear the growl of those engines. Ben, thank you. Appreciate the update down on Pit Road. Lots more still to come as Racing America previews the Trans Am Series for 2026. We're back live to Sebring after this.
Architecture is about everything. We change the environment. We are changing how people live in the environment today. So we basically put our fingerprint on the future of what the United States looks like. My overall business philosophy is that I'm engaged with my company from top to bottom. And I think the racing world and helping out the next generation and younger drivers is a passion of mine. And it's getting stronger and stronger every year. With that, that's why I want to be involved.
Can't hear on the phone? You're not alone. With Roger Voice, every phone call comes with real-time captions, even on video calls, so you can read what's being said as it happens. Adjust the language and text size to fit your needs for a more comfortable experience. Free and unlimited. Roger Voice is certified by the FCC. Download it today and stay connected with ease.
You have to fight to pull ahead, to find your edge, to do whatever it takes to make you 1/10 of a second faster, smarter, more committed than the other guy, because you've got the kind of passion that can overcome the impossible. And we've got the most powerful performance race fuel available to help you do it. Sunoco Race Fuels. Take the lead.
Some scenes from the 2025 Trans Am Series by Pirelli as we get ready and warmed up for 2026 here live at Sebring International Raceway on RacingAmerica.tv. Alan Bestwick joined now by the Pro-Am champion from a season ago. Jarek Audrick is with us. Lancaster, Pennsylvania is where he's based out of. Of course, your story became quite well known a season ago. Came out of pro football, looking for that next thing in life. I was fascinated to watch the profile that was done on you about it. And you landed on racing because of Uncle Ned?
Uncle Ed. Yeah. No, Uncle Ed's been a great influence, at least in a post-football landscape. No, he owned some land out in New Mexico, was helping to put a roof on his house, and he said, "Let me show you my race car." Yeah. And at the time, I was driving a Porsche Turbo around the country because I didn't know what to do with it. And he showed me his race car, and it was a diarrhea brown Miata. And I said, "That's slower than this. That's not a race car." But he showed me what kind of racing he was doing, which was with SCCA out in High Plains Raceway, and I just couldn't believe that world existed. Yeah. Yeah.
And so from there, you got involved, did club racing. Yep. Now you've turned into the professional ranks here in Trans Am competition.
Sure.
How did you find the season last year as you jumped into this thing with the intensity that you bring to preparing for a professional sporting event? How did you find it last year?
Yeah, last year was a challenge. You know, I can't help but mention Barry Bowes, who was a rabbit for me in a lot of different ways. But obviously, he led with his driving in the Pro-Am class, and he was the one to chase. And we had battled back and forth in some amateur racing for a little while, and I was able to get a national championship against him. But then when I came here, it was his platform. I was driving, Porsche Cup car before that. And so me emulating myself after him and after a few things that he was doing, and then eventually drove a similar car and chassis to him and kind of followed a similar path without him really asking me to do so. It was a challenge, but towards the end of the season, I really took heed to his advice, which is driving the car through the rear and seeing the car through the rear. And I think we were able to do that last year.
Nice. And for those that might not be familiar with the story, Barry lost his life in an aviation crash during last season, and he certainly missed when any discussion of this kind of racing comes up. Stepping forward now, because you're never happy with what you've just achieved, you want to achieve the next, right?
Sure. Yeah.
What is it that you focused on over the winter to get ready and be better this season?
Yeah, I think I'm still in that process of refining what I'm going to do different for 26. I think, I'm still doing some of the same things in terms of my home, process of sauna, workouts, diet. The wife is cooking a lot, but I think it's going to be dialed in a little bit more specific this year. But yeah, I think, it's been a steady and continuous drop of my weight. I played most of my career at 305. Yeah. I don't think I'd be able to do this at that weight. I've gotten as low as, 255, 260. I don't think I'm at 255 right now. We're still working off the holidays, but yeah, no, it's been a great journey, and I think it's going to, continue to refine. I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything totally different. But yeah, I mean, I may mix a different platform or two into this season, but obviously with the TA2 focus.
What do you like the most about driving these TA2 cars?
I would probably say the sound. Yeah. I'd probably say the sound and the vibration and you getting in tune with that. And I think, finding a rhythm and finding, it's almost like playing music, right? Where you want to hear certain notes at different times at the track and you want to feel different or similar things, on the music sheet, right? You want to play a song and, this is probably the closest I'll ever get to being a musician. I'd probably have to say having such a high processing speed of visuals, but then also the vibrational element of being in tune with the car.
You were a very successful college football player. You #1 first-round draft pick, had a long career in the National Football League. Now you've come to racing and basically are doing it to feed your competitive void, if you will. I think it's a fair statement.
Yeah.
So what about racing has scratched that itch?
Well, I mean, you put on the suit, you put on the helmet, you put on the gloves. I don't tape my wrists or my ankles anymore. But there are some similar patterns of getting ready for game day. And having a schedule like that, when you've had a schedule that you've, we're so much a part of, whether it's a team off-season schedule or in-season or day-to-day or 15 minutes, every 15 minutes is mapped out for you in the NFL or even at the collegiate level. Having a schedule to kind of orient your life. And for about 5 years, I was out of competition after I was done with playing football. And so having that orienting factor in your life, I think is big, especially for somebody who's been an athlete and competed every single season of his life since he was 6. And so I think, that's been big. And I think what's scratching the itch is the amount of focus that it takes to do it. And I think, when people talk about getting in the zone, I think the zone is literally losing your thoughts. It's losing grasp of everything else that may or may not matter, and being in that moment. And so I think it's everybody uses the word adrenaline, but I think it's just kind of a catchphrase that people use to excite the people that they're across from. But for me, it's a new discipline in my life, and I don't think. I do think it's one of the main reasons in which why I'm married. Or how we're married, and she's a part of it, my wife, and it's a discipline, and I see it as such, and I'd like to keep it in my life as a discipline for as long as I can.
There's an adrenaline, a mental adrenaline that goes with executing something, right? Football plays from the outside, football looks like it's a brutal game, but it's really a mental game, right? Read and react is football.
Sure.
And racing has to be for you a similar way, right? Read and react.
Yeah. And I think, it's a little bit more internal, not just the aspect of being inside the car, but then feeling the car in and of itself. Because even, all day today and all day tomorrow, we're not necessarily racing against other cars, right? Yeah. It's all kind of internal and making sure that we're in tune with the car and in tune with ourselves and making sure that we're kind of taking note of our inputs and refining that as much as possible. So it's a meditation, and I think that's kind of what meditation is an intense calmness.
Yeah. Well, it's great to have you part of the sport, and great to hear your perspective on it. And I wish you nothing but the best chasing another championship this year.
Thank you so much.
Jared Aldrich chasing the Pro-Am Championship in TA2 this year and trying to make it back-to-back if he can as he transitions to this new life, which is racing, and it's great to see. All right, coming up here as we continue to preview this 2026 season, we'll hear from more of the drivers down along pit lane. But first, a sponsor announcement. Let's check down with Ben.
Well, I've caught up with my friend Nick Middleton down here in the paddock. Nick is with Cube 3 Architecture of the Cube 3 Architecture Series. Nick, thanks for being here.
Well, greatly appreciate it. It's great to be back again. This is going to be year 6 for me in the paddock. Cube 3 is really excited to be the series sponsor once again. Here at Sebring testing, this is where we start to see the new drivers and the new teams. We've got currently, I think, 4 on the DOP training. Overall, I think we've got 7 drivers currently under 19 years old in the paddock today. They're actually trying it out. And I think overall for the testing, we've got over 13 or 14 new drivers here today. Cube 3, we're looking forward to a great season starting at Sebring at the end of February. And what's going to be exciting is I think it's going to be a very competitive year. So many young drivers this year that have shown a lot of promise. And I've come from places like MX Cup 5 and the karting world. I think it's going to be a very, very competitive year. I think the old guard, people like Rafa Matos, are going to be challenged this year. and we're going to be talking to Sam Corey shortly. And Sam is going to be somebody that's going to be running for the championship this year. Myself sponsoring Noah Harmon this year as well, another young driver. And later today, that I'm going up to Daytona, where Sam is going as well, and he's running in the Michelin Sports Pilot program, and Noah's running in the MX Cup 5. So again, when you start looking at where the foundation is of this series, we're starting to see drivers going elsewhere, going into NASCAR, going into Michelin Pilot sports racing, and it really has become the foundation of American motorsports. And in our 60th year anniversary this year of Racing America and Trans Am, I think this is going to be a phenomenal year. So we're all looking forward to starting at the end of the month in February for our debut for the start of the year. And we'll be in 10 locations this year, and we're going to be excited to see where this goes. So looking forward to a great season, Ben, and look forward to seeing you out on the grid again. Appreciate it.
I love it. Man, I was so excited to see Cube 3 coming back for 2026. It's going to be a great year celebrating our 60th anniversary in Trans Am.
Ben, thanks. You can hear Nick Middleton and Cube 3 Architecture's passion for supporting young drivers on their way up in his comments there. And we're glad to have Cube 3 Architecture back with us for another season of TA2 racing. All right, let's talk about Trans Am racing now and bring in the man who finished third in the championship a season ago, the 2009 champion, Tommy Dreese, back for another go. He's got his trench shoring sponsorship all looking good. How you doing? Yeah, the Dreese Motorsports logo as well, and that permanent smile affixed when it's talking about racing in Trans Am.
Yeah, it's. I'm just so glad to be here. It could be the longest 2 months, I think, that I usually have waiting for off season. I know the team's probably not saying that. They took apart had to take 3 cars apart, put them back together, and they're running pretty flawlessly right now during the test. And Simon Gregg's here with us, joined us for this year. So I'm really excited about 26.
You're always a bundle of energy when you talk about Trans Am racing. And I asked you this earlier today, and I'm going to ask you again. Why are you still doing this?
You know, I mean, I love a lot of things in life. I can't play basketball anymore. I played for 40 years, and I got no more body left or knees left. But this was something that, you know, I got the itch when I was a young kid. I was an inner city kid, so I didn't know about SCCA or professional racing or amateur racing. And, you know, I wound up in the back of a black and white a couple times. No cuffs. They just scared the crap out of me. But, you know, I lived, you know, close to Hollywood from the inner city, and we used to go up to Mulholland, and I just love it, you know. And then, you know, I tried a little vintage racing, and I got kicked out, suspended for over-aggressiveness, and they recommended I go to Trans Am. And I just found a home, and these cars are they're just the most insane cars. I'm surprised they still allow these cars. Yeah, they're, you know, 850 horsepower, no traction control, no ABS brakes. You still got to shift them with the sequential. Good downforce, big tires, just fire-breathing dragons.
And it's so much fun for you, I can tell. So last year, third in the championship, got on the podium a bit.
Yeah.
But you said one thing to me when we spoke earlier that just resonated with me. I still want to win.
Yeah. Yeah, I really still want to win. And there's, I don't know if it comes out in Trans Am, but, and, you know, I know all racing, there's really competitive, there's fire. There's something about Trans Am racing and Trans Am cars and the guys and girls who do it. There's something about the personalities that this series draws, and we want to go toe to toe, you know, sometimes outside the car too. But, you know, there's just something about these cars that are so pure. You know, the race team, like these kids and guys and girls could go work on they can go to any series and work. But for some reason, we are all drawn to this series. And I guess that's why it's been around for 60 years.
Yeah. So for people that might be, hey, let me check out Trans Am racing and so on. Your story. You own an agency, one of your businesses in Hollywood that makes stars, basically, right?
Yeah, well, I'm in the creative motion picture business, and I've been doing that since I was like a teenager.
Yeah.
And I was able for a lot of years there, I was able to tie the two together. And we're going to try to have some new movies on the car again.
Yeah.
Since COVID and the strike happened, they're watching what they're doing and stuff. But man, I've had almost 80 movies on the car. And I'm looking forward to making that partnership again. Yeah, man, I'm just so excited to be back this year. And welcome.
Thank you. It's fun to be here. This place, where the season opens here in about a month's time, with that 850 horsepower and some of these long straightaways at Sebring, what kind of challenge is this place in a Trans Am car?
Yeah, we're hitting, speeds close to 180 miles an hour. The straightaways they just come so fast now in these cars. It's crazy. But the bumps here, the character here, this has got to be one of the most challenging racetracks. A lot of people say, oh, you got to go soft here, but if you go too soft and you don't have a real race car and you go too stiff and you have no fillings left.
Yeah.
So, it's just such a great racetrack, and the character of it is so challenging. And, it really puts the test to the driver and the machine.
So for the season overall, third in the championship last year, couple steps higher.
Yeah, I did it one time, and I've had some pretty good fights in 21 and 22. I think I beat Dyson that year, but Ernie beat me. Then I beat Ernie the next year, but Dyson beat me. And when you pull all that together, it could have gone either way.
Yeah.
For me, sure, another championship would be great, but for me to be in the fight up front, I had, I think at VIR, I had a fight with 1 lap to go. Me and Andretti had a really good fight the last lap. Man, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. I want to be up there rubbing a little bit and racing, and I just want to put the fight to the other guys. And one girl so far, there's another girl out here, Kaylee?
Yes.
Kaylee. So she's trying out something. Hopefully she gets acclimated to it, and she runs with Pancho maybe. So, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Come to TA.
We can't wait for the season to start and see how it all unfolds. Thank you for the time.
Thank you
and
for having
look forward to seeing you back here in Sebring in a month's
Thank you
time.
very much. Thanks, everybody.
Tommy Dreese here, getting ready for another campaign in the Trans Am Series by Pirelli. Hey, don't forget, as we go throughout this season, download the Racing America app for your mobile devices, maybe your Apple TV, that kind of thing. You'll be able to stream all the TA content, Racing America, and the Racing America website, which is racingamerica.tv. And we continue from Sebring with our season preview of Trans Am 2026 in just a minute.
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
You have to fight to pull ahead, to find your edge, to do whatever it takes to make you 1/10 of a second faster, smarter, more committed than the other guy, because you've got the kind of passion that can overcome the impossible. And we've got the most powerful performance race fuel available to help you do it. Sunoco Race Fuels. Take the lead.
Some scenes from 2025's Trans Am competition as we get ready for the start of the 2026 60th anniversary season. And we're here at Sebring International Raceway where preseason testing is going on for not only the Trans Am Series by Pirelli, but the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series. Talking about some of the young drivers that are on the way in the TA2 competition this year. Gian Buffamante joins us now, driver of a Toyota Camry for Nitro Motorsports, second season in TA2. You and I were talking a little bit earlier down along the pit lane, and I was saying, you know, what's the difference last year to this year? And you kind of said a lot. What's the difference?
Yeah, big time. I mean, I hadn't been to a lot of those tracks last year. I hadn't been in the car much, and I hadn't been in a professional series. And I got all that experience, and it was a great experience, and I'm ready to get after it this year.
So last year started a little slow, right? Just looking at the performance numbers. Then by the midpoint of the season, you're running up front almost every week. You're contending. You got on the podium, the whole thing. At what point in the season did you say, "Okay, I think I got this"?
I think it was after Laguna Seca. At Laguna Seca, I got a podium, and it was an awesome race. I mean, 21st to 2nd. It was absolutely awesome, and I kind of just clicked in my head. I realized I can actually do this. I can be here and I can compete, and that's when I clicked.
Yeah, you're a second generation racer. Your dad Tony is up near the top of the all-time wins list in TA2. How much fun is that to go racing with your dad and have him be able to directly? I mean, he didn't get out of the car not that long ago to be able to give you that shared direct information.
I mean, it's awesome. My dad's he's a big role model for me, and he's here every single weekend.
Yeah.
He's helping me, he's guiding me, he's coaching me, and he's being a father too, and he's doing amazing at all those things. And my grandpa's here too. He raced too a little bit in Euro karts, so he's at these weekends too. And it's just awesome having my dad and Gramps here. I mean, it's a lot of fun.
Spent some time talking to your grandpa earlier today, and fun guy to talk to for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So for you, the progress on the path of your career. Happy with where you are and looking toward where you want to be, which I assume is Cup?
Yes, of course. I think I am happy, but I don't think I'm satisfied yet. I think I really want this year to be a great one, and I'm going to make it happen.
So where did all this start? Watching your dad race and you said, yeah, I want to do that too, go-karts, that kind of thing?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I watched my dad win races in Trans Am. I've seen all the trophies in the basement, and I always loved cars when I was a little kid, and I think it really started then, and I kept going to these weekends. I used to play hockey too, but kind of fell out of love with that when I started karts at 8 years old, and it all just clicked. I was I love going fast, and it's what I want to do.
There you go. Now, originally from, trying to remember back, the Chicago area, right?
Yeah.
And just moved down to North Carolina? Or are you still in Chicago?
Yet.
You're still in Chicago?
Yeah, college applications are coming soon.
Oh, boy. What's the target school?
I think North Carolina State, but it comes out in a few days, so we'll see.
Yeah, there you go. Well, fingers crossed that turns out the way you want it to. Tell me the challenge of racing Sebring in a TA2 car.
Super challenging. I mean, we've kind of struggled today so far. The car's been pretty loose, but it's super difficult over these bumps. It's ridiculous. It's you're going through the corner and you're literally I can't tell if I'm loose. I can't tell if it's the bumps, and it's challenging and it's physical, but it's a lot of fun. It's great.
And knowing that, okay, you're out here today trying to maximize lap time and feel and all that kind of thing. Now you're going to go out there with probably 39 other guys or so and try and go racing. It's a lot. I mean, if I'm interpreting this right, it puts a lot of pressure on qualifying when you come back here to race for real, yes?
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to be in the middle because it gets kind of crazy in the middle, but it's super important. You need to be out front, and that's why we're here. That's why we're testing. We're getting the laps in, we're getting the car in, and it's all eyes on Sebring next month.
Last year, you wound up well in the championship by the end of the season.
Yep.
The goal this year, the whole thing?
I mean, I'd love for that. I definitely want to fight for it, get some wins, get some podiums, and that is the end goal, of course.
I appreciate you taking some time. It's a pleasure to meet you today, and look forward to following along as you go through the season and chase that championship.
Yep, thank you.
Gian Buffamante, who is driving for Nitro Motorsports in Toyota Camry in TA2 this season, and he's getting ready to go here at Sebring a month from now when the new campaign starts. So green flag out for one of the other divisions. It's testing here right now. The TA and TA2 cars will be back on the speedway shortly to continue their testing session. And when they do, there'll be a familiar face in a new place. That's all part of previewing a new season. Rafa Matos joins us, three-time TA2 champion, but with a new place to race this year, a new ride for this year. Tell us about it.
That's right, Alan. We have a new team this year, Stanton Barrett Motorsports. It's a great place. Stanton is a great guy. The deal came out sort of late, but I think we did a great job putting everything together, and here we are, 1 month from the first race of the season. I've won here 3 times and looking forward to get a 4th win.
So TA2 racing, you've driven a lot of different things very successfully. What is the challenge of a TA2 car in this series, in this time, with the depth of the field?
Well, I think that the TA2 car is the purest form of racing in the United States right now. The car, it's a true raw race car, no traction control, no ABS, so it's entirely up to the driver to perform inside the machine, right? So that kind of separates boys and kids and real men, and I truly enjoyed that. I think it's a big challenge, especially given how deep is the competition inside the series. So I'm extremely happy that I'm battling for the championship again, and hopefully we'll go for the 4th one.
So how important, you talk about your success here at Sebring, but that has led to championships for you in the past. How important is it coming out of the box with that first race weekend to get a good result?
Yeah, well, I think Sebring sets the tone for the entire season, right? So it's a very technical place, very difficult place. The car has to be good under braking, car has to be good with shocks, the car has to be good aero-wise, mechanically wise. So it's a place that takes a toll on the car, and the drive physicality also is a big factor here. So it sets the tone for the entire season.
Yeah, for sure. It's a challenge. So I've been trying to get to know the people, not just the drivers. You and I were talking today. We don't live actually far from each other. And you said your day starts every day with your daughter.
Yep.
And school.
Yep. Which
so you're not just the race car driver, you're the school car driver too.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I take that very serious. Me and my daughter, we're very close, and the time that I have available, I love to spend with her, and take the parenting very serious, and I have a very, very beautiful daughter. She's 10 years old, and I take that very seriously. Yeah.
That's awesome. You also do coaching of younger drivers that are on their way up. Tell me about that, what that's like.
It's kind of a natural progression of my career, to be honest. Since I started racing back in Brazil when I was just a kid, I was always coaching people, teaching people how to drive go-karts, and it was always something that I truly enjoyed.
Yeah.
It's something that I feel that I'm giving something back to the sport that it really embraced my life, and I love so much. So it's something that I take it very serious, the coaching part also.
And I guarantee that the advice is very much appreciated, because you have the track record of success to dispense good advice. And I thank you for taking the time to join us. I wish you well as you and Stanton Barrett Motorsports set off chasing a 4th TA2 championship this year.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time.
Rafa Matos joining us here as he and the new Stanton Barrett Motorsports team work on setting things straight for the new season. We're at Sebring International Raceway, and the first of 2 days of preseason testing as we get ready to go. Working our way through driver changes, if you will, as the teams continue to work through their setup changes down along the racetrack, and we have all kinds of things going on here today in Sebring. Weather's been beautiful, been a fairly incident-free day, and it's been fun getting to know a lot of the young people as they work their way through here. And so I just dropped my glasses, and so I have no idea what I'm supposed to do next. But we're getting Alan Bestwick, we met earlier today. Give me your name.
Raiden Nickel.
Thank you, Raiden. I was having a senior moment there. It's terrible when you have one of those. You sit there like, wait a minute, what am I doing next here? Raiden is coming along. First season in TA2 racing this year. He's driving for Scott Lagasse Motorsports and that whole SLR racing group. You're getting some experience here. You were telling me you moved from Radical Cup and some of the Mazda racing and now stepping into one of these TA2 cars. What's your first laps today been like?
It's been amazing, to be honest. You know, the challenge of learning a new car is always something I look forward to. Every car has its own, characteristics and personality. So learning the TA2 car has been truly special. You know, it's super floaty, low grip, high horsepower. And I love how skatey it is. It's super raw. Yeah. And, that's what I love about it. So the learning curve has been really fun to ride. And so, I'm having a blast.
So we were talking earlier, you don't live very far from Road Atlanta, and you're a college student studying engineering. And so there's a lot of application of engineering, right, into racing. But you said the application of the racing engineering wasn't all you were interested in. You were talking about planes and aerodynamics and all that kind of thing. Tell me about the passion for engineering.
Yeah, so I've always been into things that go fast, and how, they travel through the air. You look at Formula One and I'm trying to maximize downforce on the car and make it as efficient as possible. And so that's always been something I've been passionate about. And, you look at a car and you see supercars nowadays and the crazy shapes they have. And so, it's always something that's been, super interesting to me and, learning, to follow the footsteps of someone like, Adrian Newey or someone like that. That would be super cool as well if my racing career doesn't work out. Just staying in the industry and learning more about cars.
So the plan for you to run TA2 this year, what's a good season for you going to look like? It's a thick pack of traffic you're in there.
Yes. Well, in all honesty, I'm not running the full season. At least that's not the plan right now. I'm only running, maybe 1 or 2 races. So right now, just sticking to the testing, see how that goes, and then, work from there. But ideally, I would want to run Sebring, since we're already here, getting some good laps and some good data, and just learning more with the car and
take the next step.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Raiden, appreciate your time, and I wish you the best of luck here at Sebring. Hope see you back here in a month and more as we go through the Trans Am season.
Thank you.
Raiden Nickel, getting ready to go as we continue our live testing here at Sebring International Raceway, as they'll be on the track all day today until about 5 o'clock. They'll be here all day tomorrow. And then it's a step away to get ready for the season opener, the 60th year anniversary season for Sebring International Raceway. We'll be here February 27th to March 1st. RacingAmerica.tv. Join us then. Thanks for tuning in.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of Racing America. We hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Architecture is about everything. We change the environment. We are changing how people live in the environment today. So we basically put our fingerprint on the future of what the United States looks like. My overall business philosophy is that I'm engaged with my company from top to bottom. And I think the racing world and helping out the next generation and younger drivers is a passion of mine. And it's getting stronger and stronger every year. With that, that's why I want to be involved.
You have to fight to pull ahead, to find your edge, to do whatever it takes to make you 1/10 of a second faster, smarter, more committed than the other guy, because you've got the kind of passion that can overcome the impossible. And we've got the most powerful performance race fuel available to help you do it. Sunoco Race Fuels. Take the lead.
Rev up up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
In the mouth the door, the high life I've been waiting for. Living the moment till I die, and I'm gonna change.